Okay, so this is going to be a really weird video, because I don't usually do this type of thing, but I feel like there is a lot of confusion on how to actually do this, so I'm going to go over it. So, fair warning to anyone watching this, this is a heavy spoiler that I'm working back. So, if you don't want to be spoiled on, like, literally the ending of the game, please go away. And the game is Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Being very clear. If you don't want to be spoiled, leave now. You'll probably be back whenever you get to the end. Okay, so, for anyone that has stayed, you'll know that if you get the ending, like, the ending, Quiet will be dead. I still have Quiet. And you can see here in the missions list, I have already completed mission 45, which is where you would normally lose Quiet, and I did lose Quiet for a time. So, I'm going to show you the way to get Quiet back, and it has nothing to do with in the game, so, like, no other missions will help you get her back. Yeah, I did the Extreme Cloaked in Silence. That doesn't work. Gets you a cool outfit for Quiet. That's about it. But we're gonna have to go do some desktop work, so this is just kind of like proving that it does work. She's still here, or well, she's back now, and I have completed that mission. So let's move to the desktop. All right. Okay. So we're gonna start from here. Now I've opened in my Steam Apps folder my Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain main like directory folder that you would normally have after you've installed the game, and this is on PC. There are ways that I've heard of to edit this stuff and change it for the console versions of the game, but I don't know anything about that, so this is just for the PC version. So to do this, you will need a couple of tools. One is the QAR tool, and the other is the Metal Gear Solid 5 ResDec. I will have download links for those in the description for you to acquire those, and I will tell you what to do with them. So you should have all these folders, and also make sure Quiet is gone before you do this, or else it may have some very strange effects on things. So we're going to open the master. Actually, you know what? First of all, I created this mod folder that is probably different from what you're seeing. Inside this, I just put the QAR tool and the Metal Gear Solid 5 ResDec and had them there. And then also for the QAR tool, I created a shortcut to the QAR tool, which I will pull into the next folder we're going into. So create a shortcut for that now and cut it so you can bring it to the next place that we're going. Okay, so back through mod, up to the main, go into the master file. Now this file should look a little bit different from what you have because I have 2 extra items and the shortcut. So paste your shortcut here because you're going to need it. What you're going to want to do with this shortcut is take your data1.dat and just drag and drop that onto the shortcut. And then it should ask you for permission to do so. Say yes, and then it will bust out what needs to happen in order for it to pull it out into this folder, and then also this data1 set of information, which is an INF file. So now to make this change, you're going to need to go into data1, assets, TPP, script, lib, and then here you're going to see a lot of LUA files, or Lua is probably what I will end up calling them. Okay, so to get into these files, I use a program called Notepad++. That is generally what is pretty good for getting into this type of stuff. So if you don't have that, it's a free program, very useful. I like it a lot. So Notepad++, that's easily, just Google it, very easy to find if you need it. You should normally be able just to open it up, and then you get a page that looks much like this. Now, I'm already at the right spot for this, so you may have to do a little bit of looking, but you need to go to line 595, which will look much different than my 595 line, which is very, very long. So, one moment, and I will bust out exactly what you're going to be putting in to this space. Okay, so courtesy of e.Magnetic on the Reddits, who's put this into a large thread. This is the stuff that you're going to need to put after line 595. Then this top line up here, function e.CanArrivalQuietInMB, and then in parentheses n. Directly after that, you need to put, well, it says immediately after, of course, and then you need to put all of these lines between that and the exact next part. So to go into more specifics about getting this correct, and I will put that back over whenever you need it more. But you come down here and you can see that CanArrivalNMB is ending right here, and then you have no space for the gavars, and then you do have spaces between right in front of almost all of the TPPs. So you have TppBuddy2 blocker controller, and then this entire line, and then you come back over here to the TppBuddyService, and there is a space here, and then it's all this, and then another space, and it's going to continue like that. Let me do some smooth right here for the entire way. It's like you've got a space here, got a space here, there's a space here, and then for this one, actually no, I think this is in the paste. I believe so. There is a space right here. Having trouble remembering where this ends. Okay, yeah. Right here at refresh quiet status is where the change ends, and there's no space at the end of it coming up to local. So that is the formatting that you need to do it in here to get quiet back. So line 595 up to there, and then you would paste right here all this, and then I will put a I will put all the text that you need to put in here like if you just want to just paste it in there and like then check it over and make sure it's correct. That will be in the description for the video, so that you can just move that right over, and then doing that will set this all away. Make sure to go up and save it, and then you can close. Then we're going to back all the way back out to the master folder. So the way that we repack this together into data1.dat again is to take your INF file, which will just look like data1 usually in the Windows 7 file viewer at least, and then take that and then drag that onto the QAR tool, and that should repack it for you, and then you're ready to go. You don't need to do anything else to get it to work. And then obviously fair warning is back up your stuff before you try this. If you have some weird going ons, then I don't want anyone to lose their save data because of it. So obviously be careful, as with any like file editing, and especially like decrypting things and then like repackaging them and stuff like that. Definitely be careful with it, but that will allow you to get quiet back. And that is really nice, because quiet is a good buddy that it really sucks to have lost. So I hope this helps, and of course, thank you to e.Magnetic, I believe his name was. Yeah, e.Magnetic on the Reddits for pasting this solution, but not exactly with all of the things that you need. Had to go find the QAR and the ResDec myself to get things to work. Oh, also, I should mention what the ResDec is actually for. In script library, and then you go down to story. In the event that you open this with your Notepad++ and it just looks like fucking nothing, like it'll look like this, like TPP sound LUA. If in the event that it looks like this, you would have to close that down, and then close all of it out, and then you would need to take your Lua file and then drag that onto the ResDec, and then that will give you another file. And then whenever you open TPP Story with Notepad++, it should be make itself or work itself out and be fine then. I don't know exactly the interaction that goes on there, but it's what I had to do in order for Notepad++ to be able to read TPP Story in the proper line-by-line format, as opposed to that jumbled mess that you saw with TPP Sound, which I believe will still be the same way when I try and open it. Yep. Yeah, this is how it should be whenever you see it, and this is how it is before you do the ResDec. So it's kind of a rough and tumble guide to getting quiet back, but it's worth it. So to go over this whole thing one more time, you need to download the QAR tool and the ResDec. Well, the ResDec you could wait on if you need it. QAR tool, unpack your data1.dat, go into it, open assets, open TPP, open script, lib, find the story one, and then open that and edit the line at 595. And then you can pack it all back up using the INF file in master by taking it and dragging it onto the QAR tool, which will repack everything, and then you are good to go. And that will be the end of it. So, I know this is kind of weird for my channel because I normally don't do like technical guides like this, but I hope that it helped somebody because I couldn't find a guide like this. So whenever I got it working, I just wanted to help everybody out. So if you liked this video, awesome. And if there are any other like weird modding things that need to be figured out that don't have a video, let me know, because I'm pretty good at figuring this shit out. So there's that.